everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fashion Grunge podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Jules.
Hey, we're talking Romy and Michele's high school reunion from 1997.
Can I just say straight up that this is one of my favorite movies from childhood?
This is so awesome because I haven't seen this movie in so long, so I'm so glad to close out the year with this. This is so silly.
It's so silly. It's so heartwarming. Um, so many feel good moments.
So
I
funny.
I have nothing bad to say about this movie.
No, it's really, really good. I wonder how many people have seen it.
You
I guess
know,
we'll find out.
I feel like I have asked like a lot of people just like not like, oh my God, have you seen this movie? But like it just throughout my lifetime, like I've asked quite a few people and a lot of people haven't. And
Oh,
I don't know why,
really?
because it was such like a maybe it's, just like the people that I'm asking, but like to me this was such like a monumental 90s film.
It is. It's like if Cher Horowitz grew up, like, but she didn't have like rich parents, and she had to like make up a reason to like go back to high school. But like that kind of like ditzy kind of fun with
Yeah,
like awesome
exactly.
outfits.
Oh my
Super
God, the
awesome.
outfits.
But Cher actually, a lot of people think she's ditzy, but I actually give Cher Horowitz more of like a philosophical credit. She's pretty intelligent. She just doesn't like show it the same way that everyone else does. I
Yeah,
love
that's
Cher.
true. She has those moments where you're like, oh wow.
Yeah, like she's really selfless. She's always like looking for her friends to be happy. She doesn't really think about herself as much in that way. But then she's amazing vain like fashion sense too. Like it's just so funny.
Okay, I want to start with Lisa Kudrow.
Yeah.
So
She's
a little
so
fun fact about me. I grew up with Friends on the
oh
TV,
god.
but I
Here
am
we
not a
go.
fan. I don't really like it. If someone else wants to watch it, that's their prerogative. I will respect it, but I don't like it.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm in the boat. I'm in that boat.
I love Lisa Kudrow in Romy and Michele.
Yeah.
And she almost kind of plays like a typecast like of Phoebe
She
in this
does, yeah.
movie. But I feel like even though she's super ditzy, like she has a good heart and she really cares about Romy. And I also like that she doesn't think too hard about her past in high school. Like I feel like if Romy hadn't said anything about their high school experience not being the best, she wouldn't have noticed. She wouldn't have cared, and she would have,
Yeah.
kept it to, her own reality. But Lisa Kudrow like really shines in this movie. She's my favorite.
Yeah, she's super cool. I also just love like Mira Sorvino's weird accent. Like
Yeah,
Romy.
what is that?
It's like this weird it's like a weird Valley Girl accent, but they're from like Tucson. So I don't know if she spoke like that. It sounded like she spoke like that even in high school in the flashbacks. I
Yeah.
was like, why does it sound like they're in the valley? But then they go to LA, like, okay, they're in Arizona. It's just so everything she says is just really funny, I think just by default. Because it just
Yeah.
sounds like so 90s Valley Girl. I love it. I love that their like coordination and their outfits and they're like, I don't know, they're like a really funny comedy team.
The two of them together, I do feel like their fashion is part of their humor, the like physical
Oh,
humor.
totally. Yeah,
But it's
totally.
so great. Like one of my favorite like moments, like fashion moments is like when they're at the gym and they're wearing like the heels and
I
the like little
know.
exercise outfits.
I know, and then when she goes back into the locker room, she like has her like really coordinated outfit in the locker. So it's like, so this is her like gym outfit. Like that's not just like her street clothes that she's wearing. She like is gonna put on her actual street outfit, like in there. I was like, oh my god, those are her gym clothes. I was like, if only. Why are you guys worried? I'd be like, I'm wearing all. If I look like that, I'd wear it like all the time.
When Romy like weighs herself at the gym, she's like, "Oh, like gained weight," and then she's like, "Did you subtract 16 pounds for your shoes?"
I know they're so big. They're like so massive. It's so funny. I also honorable mention to Justin Theroux, who's the cowboy,
Oh my god.
who's always like, who what Heather, Janine Garofalo, who I love Janine Garofalo. She's like this life-size like Daria, like come to life in almost everything she does, and I just love it. I love that that's her vibe, and she's kind of always like that. She's so great in Reality Bites too. She's like my
So
favorite character.
when I was like a kid and I watched Romy and Michele, when I saw her play Heather Mooney, I wanted to be her. I was
She's
like,
so cool.
yeah, everything about her, I was like, that's who I'm gonna be in high school. And look, I manifested
Yeah,
it.
right. She gets like the hottest dude at the end. Like literally, I love Justin Theroux.
Well,
I'll
and
forgive the Aniston phase, but I love Justin Theroux. I do
what a
not.
sweet guy, you know? Like I love the moment where Heather is like talking to him at the reunion and he asks if he can, get his yearbook signed by her. And she is so happy to find out that she made someone's life a living hell in high school because she thought she
Yeah.
was the only one. And I was like, oh, so sweet.
Was it Cameron Manning from like Ally McBeal? That's who Toby is. She was like really, really big in the 90s. That
Wait, she was
actress.
in Ally McBeal?
I think she was. No, not Ally McBeal. The Practice. It was a show about lawyers. It might have been The
Oh, okay.
Practice. Might have been The Practice. But she was in the show and she was like everywhere. Cameron Manning went like at this time in the 90s.
And Alan Cumming.
Alan Cumming, yeah,
Who are
so
the Spice
good.
Girls?
Yeah, right. And like Cabaret and like all these like super crazy outlandish films. Like not like I think he's done like Rocky Horror.
He's done Spy Kids.
Oh my god, yeah, he totally has. What else? He's in like X-Men. Oh yeah, okay, X-Men. He's in The Good Wife. I don't watch that. Yeah, he's in like everything though. Alan Cumming's in a lot. I think he has like a Tony and like, like he sings, dances, like he does it all. He like literally does it all. He's really funny. The guy who plays is it Billy? Billy
Yeah,
Christensen?
Billy
Do
Christensen.
you know him from anything? He looks familiar, but I looked him up and I don't really know him from anything. But have you ever seen anything with him in it?
I don't think I have.
Yeah, his face looks
I can tell it as
familiar.
like IMBD, but like or INDB. Oh my God. Um,
I
but
looked
yeah,
I looked at his thing. I haven't seen anything
but
else.
he was in like Friends, maybe like an episode. But yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
any of
no.
these that he's been in, but his character is like gross.
So gross.
Gross.
He definitely is almost exactly like how they like kind of like the trope of like the football player in high school. Like he's always like when you see him 10 years later, he's always gonna be like an alcoholic in an unhappy marriage and like still a dick. Like still the same exact way, And the nerd's always like the rich one and like made all this money and like was really successful really early. It's so funny. It's like such a trope.
I'm gonna say shout out to Jacob Vargas who plays Ramon.
Ramon. My friend in high school used to always say like he would just like randomly be like, oh Ramon, like all the time.
I love when she's like, "Oh, your penis. Okay, get off of me."
And he's like, what are you doing? You wanted it to be realistic.
It has to be believable.
So funny that she works at a Jaguar like service place. And then she's like, hey, stop jerking off and bring up car 263. And they're all like looking around and she's like, come on, hurry up. And then he finally comes there. So funny.
Yeah, Ramon's
Um,
such a fun character.
God. I have a few behind the scenes notes. I have that I didn't find a budget for it, but it made 29.2 million. So it did pretty well,
Nice.
which is awesome.
I don't have any behind the scenes notes, but I would
Um,
like to know more about behind the scenes.
let's see. This isn't really behind the scenes, but 73% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's actually pretty good.
Not bad.
And this was written by Robin Schiff. It's based on a play called Ladies' Room, and Lisa Kudrow is in that play.
Oh wow.
So this is kind of like something that they turned into a different, like, a full-length story. They wanted to have a pilot, and I think ABC had a pilot going. Hold on, I think it was Okay, yeah, a prequel television film actually came on ABC Family in 2005, which I have not seen. It's called Romy and Michele in the Beginning. So if it's on Family, they're probably like maybe high school. I don't know. I should look that up. I kind of want to see that now. Oh, Paula Abdul's in it. Wow. Katherine Heigl is Romy, the girl. You know her, the one from Knocked Up
Yeah,
with Seth
yeah.
Rogen, and Alexandra Breckenridge is Michelle. The only thing I can tell you about Alexandra Breckenridge is, have you seen American Horror Story?
Of course.
Okay, Murder House. Have you seen Murder House, the
Mhm.
first one?
Yep.
Okay, she's the one who plays the maid with the red hair as a young
Oh.
girl. That's her.
Okay,
Yeah, so she plays Michelle. So I'm actually kind
cool.
of interested in trying to figure that out.
I'm interested, but I'm skeptical.
Yeah, it's an ABC Family thing, so it's not going to be, anything nuts. Apparently there was a pilot that was going to be called Just Temporary based on Ladies Room. It was written by Robin Schiff. Lisa Kudrow and Christy Meller were in the play, and they were also in the pilot, but it wasn't picked up. But it was aired in September of 99. So they were trying to like do something a little extra, but didn't happen.
A for effort. They
Yeah,
tried.
dude. So good. It opened number 2 at the box office when it did come out. But that's pretty,
Wow.
yeah, for 97, that's pretty good. Because I guess back in the olden days, for all those people there who don't remember, at least around in my time in the 90s, like movie theaters were like the big deal. I mean, that and like what do you call it, like blockbusters?
Yeah,
So that
I
was
remember
kind of it.
like that was like going to the movies was the activity. And then like
Yeah.
if you had your friends over, you go to Blockbuster
Hmm.
for a sleepover.
It was super cool. And now it's like, I can't believe there are going to be people that are born in this era where like things are just at home, like massive libraries of movies and things to watch are just like what just a click away, when like you just
I
remember when it wasn't and you had to physically have it.
I had a moment where like I saw this like video of a baby on Instagram and it terrified me because I was like, I have no idea what this generation of humans will be like when they're grown
I
up.
know. The ones that are born
Freaking
in like
out.
2020, like born during a pandemic and they like won't remember it, but they'll like just hear about like the year they were born was fucking nuts.
It'll be the quarantine babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna be they'll either save us or ruin us.
It'll be like the Grimes baby. Won't be able. I don't that I want a documentary made of this entire child's life growing up with Grimes and Elon Musk, and I need a biopic in like 20 years.
I
But
swear to God, I still don't think it's a real baby.
I want more. I need a documentary show. I need like a keeping up with the Grimes baby, like the Kardashians.
Keeping up with the
Yeah,
XAE12.
right? Like, don't you want to know? Like, what's the first word gonna be? Is it gonna be some weird, like, made up language? Or do they speak a weird made up language? Like, what's going on in that house?
So I have a theory. I think they named that baby that name to keep his identity secret.
Oh, possibly.
And I also don't think it's a real
Do you
baby.
think it's an AI baby?
Yeah.
And then there's gonna be an album and like a big project
I
or
just
something
like,
that's gonna come out in like
yeah.
2 years.
I just like, I don't know why. I just don't think it's a real baby. I think it's AI and I think they're doing it for publicity.
That's so crazy. That's why this needs to be like a Truman Show situation. We need to like have this all documented. Like I want to know what's going on. Like I really want to know what's going on. It's
The
so
world
weird.
needs to know.
The world needs to know. That's all I have for behind the scenes. I mean, no drama or anything. I'm assuming I couldn't find that much on it. But I mean, it's dope. The only thing I haven't, we'll move on to fashion, but the only thing I forgot to write down was the costume director. Unless you did.
Costumes are so good.
Did you write it down?
The costume director, no, I should have.
Okay, no, I was about to. Oh, it's Mona May. Shut up. She did Clueless. No wonder. No
Oh,
fucking wonder. I was gonna
really?
say it looks so much like Clueless. Ah, Mona May. Ah, she's so awesome. So awesome.
So for fashion, okay,
And what are
I'll
your
keep the best for
standouts?
last. But uh The first that I want to start with are the outfits that they're wearing in the car on the way to Tucson.
Yeah,
Their sunglasses and Lisa Kudrow's like bonnet scarf.
yeah.
I think that's so cute.
I love the one that Romy has on. It has little lipsticks on it. It's
Yes.
like white. It's really cool.
Yeah, that one's really cute. Another standout moment is the Madonna
I
dresses at the
know, I
dance.
wrote that down. I love the Madonna.
I love when she swings her fake ponytail and
I
like hits
know.
someone.
So funny. It's so funny.
The exercise outfits with the little anchor on Lisa's.
Yeah.
Super cute. Um I also kind of want to give their high school the moment where like they stick the magnets on her back brace.
Oh
Those
yeah.
outfits are cute.
The 80s ones, the like frumpy
Yeah.
80s, they're supposed to be kind of like frumpy 80s.
Yeah, it's like frumpy 80s, but you know, I think they just weren't accepted. And by today's standards, they would be super hipster chic.
Oh, totally. And also major shout out to the Executive Realness high school reunion, like bitchy, like funeral executive kind of situation they had wearing all black.
Yeah.
It wasn't them, but it was chic though.
It
I mean,
was the hair was great.
the hair, yeah, the like weird updo that Lisa Kudrow had, that was like so 90s.
Another Oh,
Good.
sorry, what were you about to say?
No, no, no. I was like, it was so good.
Another another standout clothing moment. I'm pretty much just gonna say every outfit that they wore in this
Yeah.
movie, but when they go clubbing,
From the
I love
beginning.
Yeah, in the beginning, Romy's wearing this like pleather brick red jacket with like this like black ensemble, and then Michelle has this like super floofy blue
Oh, the
jacket with like
blue, yeah.
feathers. It's just so over the top. But I wish I had both of those outfits.
It's so cool. I also love the outfit that Michelle has on when she goes to get the job at Versace. It's so cool. And then when she tells that woman like, "Oh yeah, you look great," and then she tells the guy like, "Oh yeah, like I can tell people they look really great when they look like And then they like heard her, and she's like, "I think she heard me."
Yeah, the woman just looks so like angry and embarrassed.
That is
And
so funny. I was like, "Oh my god." I love those Madonna ones were so good.
the Madonna ones are so great. And then I just had to leave the best for last. The pink and blue dresses, like, oh,
So
I love
good.
the like little choker necklace
Yeah.
had and like the like feather lining at the bottom. Like those dresses are iconic. I wish I had like another friend who would be willing to like wear that with me for Halloween one
I
year
I
just
know,
so I
I was
could
I was gonna say, there are lots of, pictures of it on for Halloween, lots of people dressed like Romy and Michele.
it's honestly just like that's a great Halloween costume.
Yeah, totally. I love the outfits that they're wearing when they're sitting at the diner and they're flashing back to high school, and, like, Lisa Kudrow has that red dress on, she has, like, a cherry, like, necklace, and then, like, the earrings are cherry too. And then
Yeah.
I think, Romy has on, like, a yellow top. I don't know what her bottom part is, but it's just so cool. And I love the all orange, like, suit that she has on that
Oh,
Michelle has
yeah.
on later with, like, very Versace, like, those girls from, like, 95 in that ad. It was, like, Claudia Schiffer and I think, like, Kate Moss, like, all those girls, I think Naomi too, and they all had that outfit with, like, the Jackie O glasses and like those tweed suits. It was really cool. I was like, oh my god, she looks so cool.
I also kind of liked Romy's outfit where it's like that like little like mini blue dress and like I think she was wearing it when she was I hope this is the same. I'm just pulling this out of my head. But it's like the dress she was wearing where she was like, I gotta go. Like my shoe is filling up
Oh
with
yeah.
blood.
Yeah, that is a blue dress, like a halter. And she has that
Yeah.
silver bag. It
Yeah, the
looks
bag was
very
cool.
yeah, it looks very like 2000s. Like very like Y2K. Like all like future, you know how futuristic shit was all like silver and like
Yeah, and
blue?
chrome.
Yeah, blue. It was so
Oh,
weird.
honorable mention, Heather Mooney's dress at the end.
Yes, that was not bad. That was
That
not bad.
I thought she looked great in it. She looks great in everything in this movie.
I
I
also
kinda have a crush on
Oh
her.
yeah, dude, I love Janine Garofalo. She's so good. My favorite fashion of her ever is her in Reality Bites. Like the dresses that she wears, and she has those like really short bangs, and she carries like a lunchbox with like chunky shoes. Like she has the best fashion in that in Reality Bites, I think, of any character I've seen her in. Usually she's wearing all black, but at least I'm glad she doesn't have that in this movie. It's really cool.
Yeah, I just, like, look at Heather Mooney and it's just, like, it's uncanny resemblance between, like, what I wanted to be
And like what you are now. You don't like
and how I am now.
you don't have like you didn't invent cigarettes and like walk around with smoking cigarettes like all the
I have
time.
the visual style of her, but I don't know if I could be that mean.
I know, yeah. She was like, "Can you sign my yearbook and not tell me to fuck off again? That really hurt my feelings." It's like, I hurt your feelings. Oh my god. I love how every time she'd walk by and she's like, fuck off. Fuck off, Toby. Oh god. It
Oh, I got the
reminds me.
story wrong earlier when we were talking about that. I thought
Oh,
the
you thought it was
cowboy said that,
Cowboy.
but he had
No.
a really bad stutter, and that's why he would never
Uh-huh.
talk to her.
Mhm.
I got Toby and the cowboy,
Oh, yeah, Toby's
part.
the girl, the one that's the lawyer on that show that I was
Yeah,
talking about,
and
yeah.
she's just, like, super happy, and she's kinda like the one, like, signing everyone in.
Have you seen Can't Hardly Wait?
No.
Oh shit. I did an episode on it with my friend not too long ago, but it it's so good because it's literally like a high school movie, like a high school graduation movie, and it's like the last day of school and there's this massive house party at this kid's house and there are all these like high school tropes, like the jock, the cheerleader, the popular girls just like this, but it's like that night and there's one girl in it who's trying to get everyone to sign her yearbook. So like the whole party, she just keeps like hopping over and annoying people, and everyone's like, "Damn, bitch, get a life! Get out of here! Like you're fucking annoying." And the girl is Melissa Joan Hart. I don't know if you know Sabrina, like
Yeah,
Sabrina the
yeah.
Teenage Witch. That's her. She's the girl, and the movie has everyone in it. Like everyone became massive stars, like Jennifer Love Hewitt, and like I don't know, fucking Jason Segel's in it.
Oh, wow, everyone's
Seth
in it.
Green, yeah, Seth Green, like it's massive, but it was on Netflix. It could be on Prime, but it's really funny. But it's like the same thing, like the same high school tropes, just like this, like popular girls who like aren't popular after school. I love how the popular girls are all wearing this like the same like Easter egg like pastel colors,
Yeah,
like in the dream part where she comes in.
they're, like, all just, like, the suit dress, combo.
Yeah, it's like they're all so boring. I'm like, oh my god. And I love how the other girl is like an associate fashion editor at Vogue. And when they do come in those outfits, she's like, actually,
I really like
I really like
them.
them. They look really cool. And then I love how everyone comes over to them and they're all like, oh my god, you guys look so great. I think it's so funny. And then when they fly away and everyone's like, bye.
Can I just say, uh oh my gosh, why am I farting on his name right now? Um,
Who?
oh
Alan
my
Cumming?
gosh, the guy, Alan
Billy?
Cummings' character.
Oh, not Sydney. What's his fucking name?
Why am I
Sandy? Is
Yeah,
it
Sandy.
Sandy? Yeah.
Um, his whole character in the dream state is so funny.
And nobody has the
And
plastic surgery.
he's like, "Hello, Michelle."
Oh my god, I know. That's
He's
like
got, like,
one of my
long hair.
favorite. Yeah, that's one of my favorite, like the whole vibe. Like I love when she explains the glue, like how she made the glue, like and then also when they're like the most improved person or like most like that's what the award is. She's like, vote, what vote? What's going on? What do you mean there's a
She's like,
vote?
"Sorry, I forgot my top."
Yeah, she has a bra on.
Uh,
And she gets hit by the car. And the girl's like
yeah.
still in the car with Billy. Like Romy didn't get out. Like check on her. She just like runs back and just gets hit by the car. And then of course he's like right there. I was like, oh my god. This is so ridiculous. It's so funny.
Uh, yeah.
Let me see. I don't have any other fashion notes, I don't think. I was gonna say, like, I think we covered most of them. Oh, I do love at the end when they're like, let's fold scarves.
Okay.
And they look like they have so much fun. Their outfits there are cool, and the outfits like in the store are cool. A very much honorable mention, I'll say. If you've never seen the Clueless TV show, I know, I'm not a fan of sequels and reimagines of classics, but it literally has like everyone in it except for fucking Alicia Silverstone.
Oh, wow.
So it's not, I mean, Cher is definitely iconic. The girl does not do a bad job who plays Cher. But like the fact that Dee and Amber and actually Brittany Murphy is in like one or two episodes too. She's not Ty, but like she actually comes in. The outfits in that show are literally like they have to be done by the same woman who did Clueless and this because they're amazing. Like late 90s, like really bright, bold, like sets and everything. Amber dress is awesome. Dee dress is so cool. Like just extensions of the film. So look it up. It's on YouTube, I think. Someone's uploaded them. So check them out before they get taken down because they're the fashion alone is worth watching. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you
Amazing.
can check it out.
Do you have any quotes, Lauren?
I don't have any quotes. Oh wait, I want to go to music next.
Oh, music. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
This is a dope soundtrack to let me actually I have not done my research today. This is the end of the year, people. I'm putting this up today. So if
I
you hear
have
it today,
screenshots of the soundtrack.
you do?
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so their actual soundtracks are I'm sure they're on Spotify.
So I love is it Strong Intro, Just a Girl by No Doubt.
Strong.
Very
Strong.
strong. That
So
was
good.
probably what like geared me into loving this movie in the first place as a child.
Dude, oh, there is a soundtrack. I was gonna say on Spotify, someone's made a list. So I'll post
Yeah.
it.
And they have ones that, like, weren't on the typical soundtrack, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they, like, added, like, Be My Lover that was, like, playing in the club.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But this is honestly a solid this was, like, one of the reasons I mean, there's so many reasons to love this movie, but, uh, the soundtrack is just so good.
I want to say
Just 80
props to the sound supervisor.
yeah, they have, like, Pretenders, Cyndi Lauper, of course, for the dance, the amazing dance.
No, that's
That
one
dance
of
is
my
so
favorite
good. I
scenes.
wanna learn that dance with
I,
someone.
I know that's one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, like Bananarama, The Go-Go's,
Smithereens.
Smithereens, Tears for Fears, Bow Wow Wow, Culture Club, like literally everything, pop in the 80s is on here.
I know. I wish I went to high school in the 80s. That would have been so cool.
I bet it I bet it'd be so different. Like, I feel like, when I was in high school, there was like a point where like if if you weren't like it was like kinda almost cool to be a nerd, you know?
Oh, wait. So when did you I meant to ask you high school questions because we're talking about high school graduations. When did
Mhm.
you graduate?
I graduated in 2012.
Fuck. Oh my God.
But technically, like, I ended up just finishing high school online and getting my diploma online because I hated high school.
Oh, okay.
I w
Oh, same year though.
I was what Heather Mooney wished she could do.
Oh my gosh. So wait, so at that point it wasn't like was there not this like did you go to like a big public school?
Yeah, I went to a big public school,
So was there not this hierarchy of like these old, you see like tropes in movies where there's like the cheerleaders, the jocks, like they're the popular ones, and then there's these nerds. Like has it's changed because people have changed. So like
yeah,
is there not that hierarchy or
there's definitely still the hierarchy, of course, but it was also, like but, I mean, I also have different, like, viewpoints on it because like, I went to, like, middle school and, like, first part of high school in a private school that was really small.
okay.
Um, but yeah, when I was in, like, the big public school, like, it was cool if you were, like, in an honors program and, like, doing
Oh,
college classes, like, you were looked at it as, like, "Oh, like, you're progressive," where I feel like maybe in the '80s still, it was like, "Oh, you're a nerd."
yeah, yeah, that's true.
And so, like so if you weren't, like, accomplishing a lot already in high school, you're, like, not gonna be that popular. Where me,
Wow.
like, I was very, like, "I just wanna, like I just wanna draw."
Oh, well, that's cool though.
And, like, was not a very social person, but, like, I do think that, like, the tropes are always gonna be there, like, I'm not gonna name any names, but we definitely had a Billy Christensen, like, in our school, and he sucked.
Oh, really? Like a girl that everybody I mean, a guy that everybody liked? Like all the girls liked?
Yeah, but it was just, like, you could just see right through them where I was like, "This person's just a douchebag."
You know where he is now?
No idea.
Oh my gosh, I
I
love
could
it.
probably find them on Facebook, have no interest in looking that up.
Oh, that's so funny. You're not even old
Heather
enough
Moody.
to have a 10-year reunion yet. Oh my god. I mean, so I was really like, "What if would you go to your reunion?" Well, did you go to prom or anything like that?
I went to homecoming,
Okay.
but I didn't wanna go to prom. I I just, like, had no interest in, like, socializing with the people because I just hated all of them.
Yeah, I didn't have a typical high school experience, so I didn't we had a prom, but it wasn't like a prom you would expect. It was, like, combined, I think, with other schools, so we had such a
Oh,
small school.
interesting.
I didn't go to that because I was like, "No, it's not my vibe."
I went to a prom. Okay, so I guess I technically did go to a prom. It was for the private school with one of my friends. Um, but it was, like, so small. It was, like, maybe, like, 20 kids.
Oh, wow.
So it, like, didn't
Yeah, it wasn't
didn't
like what you see in the
feel.
movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I never truly got, like, a prom experience, but that was, like, the least of my concerns where, like, I feel like there are people where it's, like, going to
Yeah.
prom, it's like a monument, like, that's a
Yeah.
monumental time in your life, and I was like, "I could not care."
Yeah, same. I guess it still is. I mean, I think it is. This is gonna be another weird generation of people who like didn't have that end of high school experience because they either the pandemic has hit now
Mhm.
and or and in the future, like, it's just gonna be weird. So yeah, God, it's so strange.
I know.
So strange to think about. Um I said, "Don't get me wrong" at the reunion. I love that song.
Yeah, that's such a good
Such a
song.
good one. I love the disco. I love that all of their when they go to the clubs, it's like disco. Like, I mean, it isn't because they have "Be My Lover," but it sounds like they're going to like disco places where people dress like they're in like the 70s. Because in the
Yeah,
90s and 70s was like a big deal. Like the 70s was like kitschy because it was just 20 years before. Like how now we think the 90s is kitschy because
mhm.
well now it's moving more into the 2000s. People are like romanticizing the 2000s because we're like 20 years out from it. So
Okay,
it's like
people.
yeah, it was a mess, people.
I repeat, if I see anyone wearing what was popular in, like, 2002 to 2007, I will call you out. That was the worst point in fashion history that I can
Has to
recall.
be.
Like, if I see one of those ugly crop vests or those, what are they called? It's like a sweater, crop sweater that you tie. It's called
Oh.
a shala something. I don't remember, I don't care. It was ugly. The only thing and this is kind of a hot take coming from
Ooh,
me,
hot take. Let's
like,
hear it.
analyzing early 2000 fashion. I will say, kind of excited for low-rise jeans.
No, Jules, why?
Everything else can go away.
No, no.
I say that now, but if I tried to put on a pair of low-rise jeans, I'd probably cry.
Right? I was like, have you been, like, working out during quarantine? Maybe you have. That I'm talking about we were just talking off air. I'm like, I'm talking about getting a spin bike. You're talking about wearing low-rise jeans is the last thing I'm thinking about.
I need to get a spin bike before I, commit to buying a pair of low-rise jeans, but everything else was trash. Like,
Those fucking velour sweatsuits?
oh,
No.
so bad.
Uggs?
The stupid, like, low-rise skirts where, like, you just walk and
Yeah.
your ass shows, like,
I know what
not
you're
on purpose.
with fucking, leggings that are cut off at the knees and, like, Ugg boots. Oh,
Has anyone seen the OC? There are so many, like, fashion
yeah.
tragedies
Or even
in
the
that show.
first season of The Hills.
It's all so bad.
It's also about Laguna Beach. It's just, like, all those kids on Laguna Beach, like, everything the girls are wearing. No. Those long tank tops with, like, weird that go, like, over your jeans and, like, weird belts.
Yeah, the double like, you can do, like, double camisole, wear a dress
Yeah,
with jeans.
yeah.
If I see that, I will call you out. I will call
No.
you a nerd.
No, and especially people in, like, California wearing Uggs and, like, short skirts. It's like, "What's going on here? What's going on?"
Going back to music, one of my favorite song appearances is when they show Sandy and She Blinded Me with Science is
Oh,
playing. I love
yeah.
that song.
That is really good. He's really funny, though. I love him. I love how he just, like, dances with them at the end. It's really funny.
Hi, Michelle. He's just, like, so soft-spoken
I
and,
know,
like,
he's
nerdy.
so dirty. And they're like, "I think he invented, like, some kind of rubber or something." Like, it's, like, for tennis shoes in North America, like, just North America. Yeah, you were talking about quotes. Let's get into quotes and favorite scenes. So,
Okay,
what are some of
I'm
your
gonna
quotes? I need some quotes because I don't know what I'm gonna name the episode,
I'm gonna
so
start with my favorite.
alright, what's your favorite?
Okay, so it's Romy. She goes, "Swear to God, sometimes I wish I was a lesbian." And then Michelle goes, "Do you wanna try, like, to see if you are?" And Romy says, "What? Yeah, right, Michelle. Just the idea of having sex with another woman creeps me out. But if we're still single at 30, ask me again."
That's
In
so
the past,
funny.
I have totally made that pact with friends. It's like, "Okay, if, like if we're still single, like, when we're, like, 40 and, like, we're gonna die alone, like, I guess I'll marry you."
I don't know,
Ah,
man. I don't think I would do it. I'd much
I
rather
don't think
be
I could
single
either.
forever. I'll just be single forever. It's way less stress, way cheaper, kinda, sorta. I guess it's not really cheaper, but it's less stress for sure.
So less
Don't have
stress.
to worry about anybody.
Let's see,
What are your other ones? I have scenes, I don't have any lines.
okay, so I think this one was when Michelle was talking about Heather Mooney, and she says, "For me, it's like I've just given birth to my own baby girl, except she's like a big giant girl who smokes and says shit a lot, you know?"
Yeah, that's so funny.
This is a Heather quote. She said, "This dress exacerbates the genetic betrayal that is my legacy."
Yeah, that is pretty good. I think I might use one of those.
Another Romy one. This is in the beginning. Michelle asks, "Did you lose weight?" And Remy goes, "Actually, I've been trying this new fat-free diet I invented. All I've had to eat for the past 6 days are gummy bears, jelly beans, and candy corns." And then Michelle says, "God, I wish I had your discipline."
I know, she's always eating, like, Cool Ranch Doritos. And then I love it, she's like, "You can," then she takes the chip, and then she's like, "It's 1 chip, I mean, it wasn't even a whole one, like, it's not like I'm gonna lose weight from, like, this 1 chip."
Another quote, that I have actually used in one point in my life was,
Ooh.
Michelle goes, "Remember the prom? You got so thin by then." And then Romy says, "Oh, I know. I was so lucky getting mono. That was like the best diet ever."
Oh my god, I've definitely used that as when it relates to yeah, I did get mono my senior year of college, and lost some weight, and also in when I had my gallbladder out a few years ago. I lost weight
Yeah.
for, like, a hot second, and then I was like, "I can eat again? Fuck." And then it was over.
I remember I was so dumb. It was, like, right when you got your gallbladder, I was, like, maybe, like, a month or 2 after that, and I was like, "Hey, you wanna go get ramen?" And you're like, no."
Like, I can't. I can barely fucking move the middle of my stomach. Like, it was so crazy. I fucking watched True Blood. That was my rehabilitation was I was like, "All right, 7 I have 7 seasons of this show. So this should, like, keep me preoccupied for a while." And I watched True Blood, and it was a wild ride, that show. It's
You know,
kinda
those were books before, right?
think so? Yeah, I think so.
I remember,
Sookie
like,
Stackhouse.
hearing about the books, but I never watched the show.
The show is good. It's really campy. It's not, like, super serious, but it's like it's almost like it's like it uses a lot of, like, erotic stuff when it comes to vampires. Like, it
Naturally.
yeah, well, yeah, naturally, but it kinda goes a bit far, but it's, like, in a campy way, if that makes sense. It's not like this romance tale, it's not some, like, romance kind of series. Which I was talking to Jai about this. Have you heard or seen that Bridgerton show that everyone's talking about on Netflix?
Yeah, I feel like I'm hearing a lot about it. Like, I saw it on Netflix, but I've been hearing a lot about it, like, on Twitter.
Yeah, same. I was gonna say I haven't seen anything yet. I saw the trailer. It didn't grab me, but
Is
everyone's
that, like,
talking
a
about it.
piece?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's what, 1700s? I
I'm,
believe.
like, so picky with period pieces, and
Damn.
it's honestly because, like, I get bored.
Yeah,
Like,
same.
there's a reason why I watch movies like Romy and Michelle.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I get
there are
bored.
a few that are kinda like they're just too dry and too slow,
Mhm.
but I The Great is really good. I don't know if you've seen that. It's on Hulu. It's really funny. It's like a period film, but it's a period series, but it's funny. Like, it's like a dramedy, I guess.
Have you ever heard of the show Almost Royal?
I've heard of it, but what is it?
So it's this comedy show where it's like this brother and sister whose like father just recently died, I think like by like suicide or something.
Mhm.
And so they decide that they're going to come to America, travel the entire country and like interview people. Um and they're like I think they're maybe like supposed to be like 50th or 60th in line for the crown.
Oh, in England?
In England, yeah, and it's just so it's like it's almost like reality
Oh, I
trash
was gonna say,
TV.
is it like a like we don't is it almost like Sacha Baron Cohen, like we don't know the people he's interviewing don't know this is a joke?
Yes,
Like they
yeah,
think that like he's really doing this?
and apparently, yeah, I showed it to like one of like my British friends, and they did not find it funny.
Really?
But I wanted to see if Jai would think it's funny because I guess
Is
it's
it
like
from England or is it from here?
it's on BBC, so I think it's
Oh, it's
from
British
England.
then. Oh, wow.
But like that's as close that I can get to of a period piece, and that's modern day, so I guess it technically wouldn't
Oh,
be.
yeah, that's not a period thing. I watched the
This is just a British thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah, because everything British is like a period thing. Well, kind of is. I mean, they're really good at it. I mean, they're good at like that kind of thing. But because obviously Americans like our period at that time is like colonial. If you look at
Yeah.
the same time, it's not as like outlandish and like they had all those castles and whatever. Like we don't have that. It'd be like westerns and like colonial times, wars and stuff. But it's not as exciting, I guess. They have just way more history to pull from. They have like
Yeah, well, and
years.
British history is, like, super interesting.
Yeah,
Like,
they have the
it's a drama in
Elizabeth.
itself.
Yeah, they have, like, the Elizabeth series, like, that whole era. They have, like, they have
Tutors.
the Tudors, they have, like, Henry VIII and all that crazy shit with all those women. Like, they keep doing that. They keep doing Henry VIII and, like, Anne Boleyn and all that. But, yeah, I watch, like, the Tudors. Like, that's, like, super drama about Henry VIII, about crazy things like that. And, like, Versailles is really good. That's on Netflix. I like those though. But yeah, it's so weird. Everyone's talking about this. They're like, they're just like so good. And I was like, is it a teen show? Like, is this like Riverdale? Like, what am I watching? I think Riverdale should move to Netflix because I feel like that show needs to just be pushed to like no censors, and I feel like I would get more out of it. I feel like there are too many limitations with them being on regular TV because I like Riverdale. I actually like that show. But yeah, so many like issues with what I would change.
I haven't seen it, but I bet I would like it.
Yeah, it's a good like it starts out as a pretty good mystery. Like as a just a general storytelling, like it's adult, like the kids are written more adult, they're not written like a, juvenile. It's pretty good, but it's on TV so they have limitations. Like they can't do and say everything that they would say, but it's actually not bad to have limitations. It's actually a good story. It's like Stranger Things. Like
Oh,
Stranger
okay.
Things is like it's not adult, but like they do get across what they need to in the story without having like a mature rating. Like that's what's a good thing about Stranger Things. Like, families can watch it and it still has a good like if you have a good story and you have good actors, like, you can tell the story in different ways. I just personally wish because now they're getting older in the story, so they're gonna be like 20s. I kind of wish that, they just had less restrictions, but that's because we watch so much on Netflix that has no restriction. Or like Hulu, so you're used to being like, why can they
I'm
not do this?
curious as to, like, what like, now that mostly everything is on streaming sites, like, how do they decide what is, you know, like, what is restricted and what's not?
I don't know. Well, they have certain broadcast restrictions, like the FCC, for like television broadcast, like free TV. So like if you were to watch Riverdale, like that's free with an antenna. Like you don't pay. It's not cable. So when it's cable, they still have a restriction because they can't curse on cable TV. They can curse on like HBO, but that's another premium. That's like a premium channel that you pay for on cable. Regular cable, like Bravo, for instance, you or like E News or whatever, they can't swear on those channels. Like CNN, like that's the cable channel. They think they still have restrictions for just broadcast. Now, Netflix and all that, those are all private companies that you pay to have access to it so they can set whatever restrictions they want. I don't know how they rate theirs, but They,
Wow.
yeah, that's a whole other situation. And then mostly restrictions I think were made for movies. They were first made to like keep kids out of certain films growing up. They had to, put a restriction on it. So then that's why they have like the rating system for movies so that they know who can see them and who can't. It's before home movies. Like, yeah, it's a whole big thing. But who knows? And then they have to get actors if they make a teen show where it's like really explicit. Like they have to get actors that are over 18. I guess, right? Like
So they can
so they
play.
can play high schoolers. Like I don't know.
That's
I
what
don't get it.
happened with the OC.
Is that well? They were all older, right? Weren't they all
They were,
like
oh
20?
my god, they looked like they were parents.
Yeah, they were like in their 20s, at least mid 20s, and they're playing like 15.
That's something that I see so often in TV shows and movies where it's like these actors who are in their mid 20s playing high schoolers, but the high schoolers are doing like things that just like it's like they're supposed to be in high school, but they're doing things that like, you know, 20-year-olds would be doing.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
totally.
they're like going to like, clubs and bars and like drink, which I mean, like, okay, you can do that if like you're not 21, but like just the world that they're setting up, it's like, come on, girl, where's your ID?
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, have you ever seen Skins? The UK?
Exactly.
Like the UK version, not the trash they tried to do in America. But the UK
Um,
version, they do, I mean,
yeah.
granted, they have less restrictions in England. I think you can be 16 and do a lot of things. Like it's not like here, but I mean, they're like going to like orgies. Like, I mean, they're like full on like, oh, okay, cool. Like that's what they're up to. And they're probably like 16. They're supposed to be 16.
I know I said I would give Euphoria another shot.
Ugh.
I haven't given it another shot yet, but I'm going to.
Oh yeah,
But
no
like
worries.
I do
Always
think
up
that
to it.
is a like more accurate representation of like a teenager's life as opposed to something like the OC where they're almost 40.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well they look really young in that show. I think they're like early 20s. But yeah, they're definitely doing things that you do when you're older. They're all like sending like fucking like the girls streaming. The one girl's like doing like a cam thing. Another I was like, God, they're supposed to be like 15. We're like
Yeah.
16.
And then when I hear like my sister who, is like a Gen Zer be like, yeah, this is like pretty accurate. I'm like,
That's
oh my God,
scary.
I was a fucking nerd.
That is scary. Yeah, I don't even know what I would do if I had a child like that age and I had to like parent them. Like they look at all the shit they're doing that they have on just TV.
I was like, I remember, social media, like Facebook started to become a thing. It was like super fresh when I was, like in like maybe like ninth grade. Like,
Oh wow, it was a big
MySpace
deal.
was already a thing, but like Facebook was like really starting to like blossom at that time.
Hmm.
And like I was fighting it. I was like, I don't want this. But I was a nerd, I guess. There's nothing wrong with being a nerd, children.
There's definitely nothing wrong with being a nerd. I had it for a while. I had it in like '04, I think. I had it when it was like only colleges. And it was
Oh
like,
shit.
yeah, I was an early adopter because it was like marketed towards like you had to have a .edu
I
address.
remember in 2007 I went to this like camp in Tennessee
Really?
and like yeah, in one of the
Like
like
just a day
college
camp
it was like a
or a
overnight
sleepaway
camp.
camp? I mean.
Yeah, it was like a sleepaway camp
Oh, okay.
and
Cool.
um like one of the girls, she was like, "Do you have Facebook?" Like she was a college student and she was kind of like showing us around and we're like, "No." And she was like, "Oh yeah, it's just like a college thing." And I was like, "Oh." And then like didn't hear about that like at all.
Oh wow.
And then yeah, 2009 popped up.
Holy shit. Yeah, it was definitely like a thing where you just were like friends with people in your classes. Like it wasn't like a social thing. And then it slowly evolved to like I remember when the wall thing first happened and it was like my roommate or someone would be like, "Oh my god, this dude like he wrote on my wall." Like from like cuz that's how you and then you would like then you could message people, then you could poke people and it was like when you had crushes on people, you'd like poke them. And it's like some guy you met at a party the night before, like you'd wake up and he'd be like, "Da da da, poked you,"
They poked
and
me.
you're like, "Who is that?" Oh, it's that guy that I met at that party. Yeah, it was lame. This is before all this shit now. I mean, this was before like this is how you contacted people and it's so weird to think about that it was a long time ago, but not that long ago.
It's crazy to think about like life before, yeah, like just being on my phone, like on social media all the time. Like
When she brings out her phone at the reunion, anyone need to make a
I,
call? I have a phone.
I have a flip phone.
Wow, post-its. You must have done really well. Yeah, I have a phone. Need to make a
And
call?
Romy claims that she invented Post-its.
I know, that fucking bitch. I can't stand her.
Chrissy Christensen can go fuck
Oh
herself,
my
as
god.
Heather Mooney would say.
Yeah, right. Wait, do you have any more lines?
Um, I I have a couple.
Okay, yeah, give me some
Um,
more.
so I think it wouldn't be right to not bring this quote up in this podcast for this movie, and it is the monologue that Romy says at the end. And she goes, "What the hell is your problem, Christy? Why are you always such a nasty bitch? I mean, okay, so Michelle and I did make up some stupid lie. We only did it because we wanted you to treat us like human beings. But you know what I realized? I don't care if you like us, because we don't like you. You're a bad person with an ugly heart, and we don't give a flying fuck what you think." And then boom, they do the dance to Cyndi Lauper.
I
Like,
know.
it's amazing.
So exactly what it's like in your head, like when you're like, this is what's gonna happen when I like tell this person off. Like it's gonna go just like this. And you're like, when am I gonna wake up? Oh wait, I'm not. It's really happening.
That's when Romy finds her true potential. And Sandy Frank,
I think it's
Sandy
Frank.
Frank, thank you, joins in, and like it's just that dance is, it's a representation of true friendship.
It really is. I love when he asks her to dance and then she's like, "Can Romy dance with us too?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And then they all three of them are dancing together. They're probably like, "Damn, he's the man."
You know what it just reminds me of? Did you ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I haven't seen every episode though. I need to watch
There's
that like from the beginning.
there's another
So funny.
to me it was kind of a like homage to Romy and Michele. It's Always Sunny has this episode where they go to the reunion, and they have all these expectations, and they end up doing this like crazy dance at the end, and like they have this what they envision is going on, and then the reality of what it actually looks like. um but yeah, it reminded me a lot of Romy and Michele, and it's kind of nice to see you know the high school reunion dance
So
come into
good.
fruition of like other shows.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I love it. That was one of my favorite scenes for sure.
So beautiful.
Do you have any favorite scenes?
Um, I mean, definitely my favorite scene would be the dance.
Yeah.
Um, I also, I don't know why this is coming to me now, but I really like the scene where Michelle is in the car and she's like making like funny faces
Oh
at
yeah.
the kid.
And then the parents catch her.
Yeah.
No,
And
take me
then
to the
another funny scene that I love is when they're at the diner and she's like, "Do you have any like business specials? Because we're like business women."
okay. And then she's like, business and what?
And I
What's
just
your
can't
business?
answer it.
Yeah, then she's like, oh damn, Michelle, we really should have thought about what kind of business we were in. And then they're just like trying to come up with a story. I was out
So
of
good.
paper clips, and then I really need to put this paper on top of that paper and make it smaller. And then it just like comes up. That's great. That's exactly what we're gonna say. So funny.
I also love the like dream sequence scene where like they're both old women, and like it's
Yeah.
after they got in a fight, and like Michelle is married to Sandy and Romy's married to Billy, and like you see like Billy's son.
Yeah.
And like they're like still holding on to the grudge for some reason. Like I find that really funny.
So funny. And she's like on her deathbed and they still don't like solve anything. It's still
I'm Mary.
it's so funny. And then the glue explanation is my favorite. They're like, "Oh, really? Well, how can you tell us how you came up with this glue?" And then she's like, "Okay." And then she just goes into this whole like scientific explanation of like how to
She
make
starts
glue.
using like super complicated
I
like
know.
words.
So
It's
funny.
ingredient.
It's like the best. And then my other favorite scene is when they're doing when like she's getting the car from Ramon and she's like has to get the car loan. That's like one of my favorites. Oh, Ramon.
Oh, Ramon. Yeah, that's a really good scene too.
So good. I love
And I
all.
love how like she like tells Michelle like when she like shows her the car, she's like, "Yeah, like I gave everybody like in the place a hand job." And she's like, "Okay." And she's like, "Wait a second, Romy, like did you actually believe me that I did that? Like why would you think that?"
So funny. I love it. It's such a great movie. I love the way it ends. How they're like, maybe we can pay back Sandy. And they're like, no, I think it's going to take like 2 more years to do that. So it's so cool that he loaned the money, and then
Yeah.
they got their little shop. It was so cute.
Yeah, Sandy's a sweetheart.
I know. I was like, oh, it's so cool. I love how they leave in the helicopter and everyone's just like waving, like, bye. They're like, this is awesome.
And I think like Heaven is a Place on Earth is playing in the
Yeah.
background.
And Christy's like screaming like, "Billy, where are you?" And he's like at the in the hotel room because she told him like to go in and like strip and like wash your fucking face as you're vomiting in the bushes, you
That's
garbage
another
person.
great scene
I
because she
know.
finally
Yeah. I guess he'll know what it's like to feel like to wait. Laughing. So good. So
Oh,
fun.
I love this movie. Thank you for inviting me to do this one with
Yeah, man,
you.
this is so, so fun. I'm excited to drop these like super quick and fast. I'm gonna drop them
Yay.
both today. And yeah, it's New Year's. I hope everyone's out there being safe and wearing a fucking mask if you're gonna go outside. And yeah, that's
Wear a mask and, also don't feel the need to make a New Year's resolution this year.
oh yeah, no, fuck that. Take it day by day, man.
Yeah, we
Like
don't have to worry about what we're doing next year.
the only thing I'm worrying about is what movies and possibly TV shows we're gonna cover in the new year. So that's
Oh, the ideas. Let us know what you want to hear.
yeah, let us know. And follow on Fashion Grunge Pod on Instagram. Jules does the intro music and she's gonna do a new one soon.
Yeah, we need a new one for the new
I
year.
think. Oh yeah, totally. We do. So yeah. You're where are you on Instagram?
Oh, I am at I'm Denmate. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter
And Spotify.
and Spotify.
It's in the description. So yeah, check it out. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the new year.
Awesome, thank you.
Bye.